Assalamu alaikum viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I will tell you about the Leo Tolstoy, Russian author. But before starting this video, I will request you to please subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. Now let's start the video. The Leo Tolstoy is the Russian of November in 7, 1910, usually referred on the English. Leo Tolstoy was a Russian writer who is regarded one of the greatest authors for all time. He received nomination for the Nobel Prize in Literature every year from 1902 and 1906. For the Nobel Peace Prize in 1992 in the fact of their one of is the major born of the artistorish Russian family in 1828. Tolstoy's notable work of including the novels War and the Space of the Amiens of Often Citizen and Paris in the Faction. He first achieved literary acclaim of 20s with his semi-autobiographies in the Troy. In the experience of the Crimean War, his fiction, including dozens of the short stories and several novels of such as The Family Happiness After the Ball, Hadi Murad, and plays in the members' philosophical easy. In the 1970 Lostly experience of performance moral criticism followed what the regarded as an equally profound spiritual and awakening in the outline in his Son of the Function work Confusion in 1882. His literature of interpretations of the each thing technological in churches and connecting of sermon and mount cause in when become the front Christian arches and the specific is ideas, novellations and residences of express in which work of the kingdom on the God within you. He had approved in also the impact of beginning performance of dedicated advocate of the journalisms and economy psychological Harry Gerson, which incorporated into his writing of particularly Russian in also were fell as the known of the family old Russian nobility who attract in the assistee of medical noblemen in name of the described by the peers and arriving in the normal namic from the lands of Caspian. In along with his two sons Latinis and Zim Toms of the during in peoples and who is the Fedrio of Consist and Android Carcian was nicknamed Torsi translated and Weasley of the Amsokos water of moved to the Chervitio and Moscow. The because of the began name of the fact that Chervian the time was ruled in the determined stationary some reachers clouded at the were Lount and who arrived from the Grand Duchy and Latuus at the same time. No mention of lineages in ever found in 14th and 16th century documents while in the Chervian and Jews of the play reference in the were lost and there lived in the during of 17 members on the trophy and who is also the himself generally considered the founder of the noble house of Grand and title of the weekend. Tolti in the all in the family of state 12 kilometers 7.5 miles southwest of Tola and 200 kilometers in south of Moscow. He was fourth of five children of the Continental and till the western of the war in the Prince Maria of Toli and her mother died when he was 2 and his father when he was 9. Tolstoy in his siblings in were brought up in the relatives. In 1844, he began studying law and original language of the Kazan University, where teacher described him as both unable to the unwilling to learn. Tolstoy left the university in middle of his studies, turned to the Napoleons and spent much time of the Moscow and Tola of the Spanish Purvis in the leading legs of Larry and lifestyle. He began writer during of his period, including the first novel, Childhood, a functions of account on his youth, which he was published in 1852. In with other brothers of the army, Tolstoy served of the young article is the financial during of the Crimean War and the spelling during in 11 month long in the Sangwa and in 1855 in the including battles of the Germans and during the World War of the recognized in his courage with the Portimaton of legends and he has appealed to the number of deaths involved of the war and left of the army after the end of Crimeans in war of his experience in army of the two trips around in Europe in 1857 and 1860 converted Tolstoy from the dissolves of the previous society author to the non-violence and spiritual of ancient in whose other followed of the path and Alexander Harrison Mixel Boxon of the Peter Cortins and during his 1857 visit Tolstoy visited in the public education Paris, atomic experience of Mark and rest of his life. In a letter of his friend Weasley, Anatoly wrote in the truth of death state of the consumer design not only explode but above in the corporated citizen Henry Force I shall never serve any government of anywhere Tolstoy concept of the non-violence and Erminchius of the absent and went off he read in the German version of the Torika and he later instead of the concept in the Metha through a letter of hint. Okay guys, I hope you enjoy this video. Please subscribe my channel and do comments. Take care.